How you doing there? Welcome back to Babylon Talmud. Today we're studying Daf Nun Hey, Daf 55, Masechta Nazir. Friends, today we're talking about when you have a Mitzorah, and the Mishnah implied that the days that if you have a Nazir who's also Mitzorah, the days that he's a Mitzorah does not count towards the Nazirus experience, so towards the number of days in the fellow's Nazirus experience. So says the Gemara on Daf Nun Hey Amud Aleph, about 5-6 lines from the bottom. Umaschil umone. So we say, right, we gave a whole bunch of examples in the Mishnah that in the Mishnah that, for example, if you have a Nazir who's a Mitzorah, so then the days that he has tzaras does not count towards the Nazir experience. So now, Omer, meaning we said that he gets sprinkled with the paradum on day 3 and day 7, and then immediately he goes and resumes counting, implying that while he was tamei, it didn't count. So Omer Rav Chisda says, Rav Chisda lo shanu ela b'nezirus mu'etes. This is specifically that these days don't count by Nazirus Mu'etes. But Nazirus Meruba, if it's a long, big Nazirus, Misalik Nami Salkin. Then these days would also work. So if you have, for example, a Nazir who gets tzaras, but it's a longer term of, it's not just a 30-day Nazir experience. So then even the time that he's a Mitzorah, it could still count towards his Nazirus. Fine. Most of Shravya, but now Rav Shravya asks a kasha. Maschil umone miyad, that when it says that he immediately resumes counting, vein mevato boenes hakodmin, and it doesn't undo the initial days. B'mai, what are we talking about? Ilema b'nezirus muetes kabai gidol seir. If it's talking about a 30-day Nazir experience, he needs to have 30 days of hair growth. Meaning, Rav Chisda wants to say that, if you're a Mitzorah, so those days don't count. But it says Rav Chisda, that's what the Mishnah said. Rav Chisda says that that's davke by a small Nazirus. But Rav Shravya asks, he says, I don't understand. If it's talking about a small Nazirus, so let's say, right, so he's a 30-day Nazir experience, right? 30-day Nazir experience. 30-day Nazir experience. And 10 days into his Nazirus, he gets tzaras. And then he gets healed. And if you're going to say that once he's healed, he just, right, it says that the first 10 days that he observed remain, he only needs to fulfill the next 20, but as part of his tzaras purification, he's getting rid of all of his hair, which means that he's not going to have 30 days of growth, right? We said that he got tzaras 10 days into his Nazirus. So then after his tzaras, he's only going to have 20 days of hair growth. We say that you need to have at least 30 days of hair growth in order to shave. So how could it be, right, to get a haircut at the end of the Nazirus? So how could it be that Rav Chisda is saying that he doesn't lose his initial count, and the tzaras doesn't count while he has tzaras, but then he can pick up after he left off, but he's not going to have 30 days of hair growth. So elalav b'nezirus muba v'katoni maschil mona miyad. So rather it must be that it's talking about a larger Nazirus, where you can sort of count where the initial days remain. Who most of love fire club, but then Rav Shravya answered it himself. He says, "Benezirus bas chamishim yom tiosef esrim v'silidebe tzaraas migaleach tzarato v'adu yosef tlosin yom medinazida islagidol seir." So basically, Rav Shravya answers that when he explains Rav Chisda that when Rav Chisda says that it's for Nazirus mu'etes, a short Nazirus, it doesn't mean a 30-day Nazir experience, because if it's a 30-day Nazir experience, then it doesn't make sense, right, that the first days would remain, because he won't have 30 days of hair growth after having tzaras. Rather, what it means is that, for example, if you have a fellow who's a Nazir for 50 days, right, he commits to being a Nazir for 50 days, 20 days into the Nazirus, he gets tzaras. So, which means that there's only 30 days remaining, and that's the Naziris Muetes, that when what's left is only 30 days. So in that case, we say that the first, right, he was a Nazir, he was committed to being a Nazir for 50 days, he was already Nazir for 20 days, and then he gets tzaras, so those 20 days still count. He takes a break while he has tzaras, and then he gets back and he just completes the final 30 days. Friends, that was Daf Nun Hey of Masechet Nazir. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.